So reading a tape measure, reading a ruler for the fractional portion, if you've never been taught or learning it, can be complicated, but we'll see if we can break it down to help people out on that. You notice how this side, it has all these little tiny marks. If you count them out, you're dealing with like 30 seconds of an inch on that one. It really breaks it down. If you notice, this one doesn't have as many because you're starting to get into just a regular 16th scale. So if you have from here to here 32 marks, it's like a fraction, 32 over 32. So at the 1 inch mark, that's a whole portion, or 30 seconds. When you look at it, same for the 16th marks, 16 marks are right here under a fraction. 16 over 16 would equal a 1, which would give you the whole portion. Now you have this mark right here would be the 1/16th, or to make it an easier scale, 1/16th, 2/16. You break it down, that's 1/8. 3/16, 4/16, or when you break it down, 1/4, quarter inch. 5/16, 6/16, or 3/8 of an inch. 7/16, 8/16, or commonly known as ½ inch. 9/16, 10/16. 10/16 breaks down to 5/8. Okay, 11/16, 12/16, or 3/4 of an inch. What's that? 13/16, 14/16, or 7/8. 15/16, and when you get to the whole number there, 16 over 16, but it breaks down to 1. That's kind of how they go here. The 30 seconds of an inch, if you notice, you still have those same basic scales. It's kind of like odd numbers are the shorter ones, even numbers are there, so it's kind of like, by from here to here would be 1/8 of an inch. Sometimes the measures will have the quarters a little longer, so you can eyeball it and go from here to here and know that was 1/4 of an inch. This line going down right here, it's the ½ inch line. It's always going to be the longest between there, and did you know it's at the halfway point? Kind of might be why it's called ½ inch. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this stuff. I'm just putting my thoughts on video here. So if we go from this end to this end, ½ inch. So if you want to measure out 1½ inches, you start at the 0, you go to the 1, so that would give you your 1 inch portion. Go to the half portion right there, or you can even count it out. That would be your 1½ inch mark. So you would have 1 and 1/2 inch of, or 1/1/2 of an inch right there. If you had to measure, let's say 5¼ inches, you're going to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be 4 marks. 4 over 16 breaks down to 1/4. Hopefully, that's kind of how I've always basically did it. And if you look at it, you're just dealing with fraction portions on there. So if you struggle with fractions in school, but you can read a tape measure, you can usually use that to help break things down. Now to get in the other portion, this ruler does, centimeters. So from this point to this point is 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. Now all these little marks in between here, pretty much those are millimeters. So if you go count it out from here to here is 10 millimeters. 10 millimeters breaks down to 1 centimeter. Kind of an easy portion on that thing. Hopefully this video kind of helps break down this and gives you some decent information on reading the tape measure. Like right here, if you think about it, if I put this mark right here, you have 3 and how many answers? Well, 3 half, 8, 9, 10, 10/16, 5/8. Look at that. You are now an expert at reading a tape measure. Maybe someday I'll be one too. Please subscribe to my videos. Thank you.